one is Josh Allen at plus 150. Number 2 is Patrick Mahomes at plus 400.
Yeah, I think that's the case. It was interesting, when your team doesn't play, you have a kind of an opportunity to listen and see some other games and some things that were going on. And, obviously I was watching a little Jackson Dart yesterday and seeing him and his mom and the Giants and all this kind of stuff, take place down in New Orleans. And I love Charles Davis. Can I get a quick, do you guys like Charles Davis on broadcasts? I really like Charles Davis a lot. He's one of my favorite color commentators that they have in the NFL right now. And I know he's been kind of demoted because he's doing some more college stuff, but I love him. And yesterday he was talking about, the MVP candidate, and he said a lot of people today would vote Dak Prescott as MVP. And I heard, I think it was the Sunday night game, maybe Chris Collinsworth, or maybe it was one of the later games, maybe it was Tom Brady, that also said the same type of thing about Dak Prescott potentially being an MVP candidate. And I'm like, damn, he had a great game yesterday. There's no question about that, right? His only hold up is going to be his defense is so bad, it's not going to give him an opportunity to go out there and win enough games to get the MVP. But, I mean, Dak is having himself a nice little start to the season. Imagine if Dallas had, Michael Parson and what they could be doing on that defensive side of the football.
They're not going to win their division, so that's going to be a knock on him.
Do you think the Eagles are a lock to win that division, or do you think it's Washington right now?
I wouldn't say lock, but obviously I would think that the Eagles would be the favorite to win that division. I think they had a game in which they, blew the lead, and Denver came back and won that game. But I think they're still the favorites, in my opinion, to win that division. But
remember, nobody's won that division consecutive years in 20-some years.
No doubt.
Not that matters, but still.
Do you want to know what Dak's odds are on DraftKings to win MVP?
I do, yeah.
Plus 4,500.
Oh, my God. So he's not even close to the conversation.
No.
Okay.
It's a narrative created by the media.
Yeah.
He will win Comeback Player of the Year.
Okay.
That is a wrap.
Right.
I guarantee you those odds are in the minus category, but he will not win MVP because they won't win their division.
Yeah.
And it is impressive that he's doing it with George Pickens and, Turd Ferguson.
Right.
Funny name. But, check out this hat. It's an enlarged cowboy hat. Burt Reynolds. That's not my name. Sorry, Turd Ferguson.
One of the great bits of all time.
Great.
The pen is mightier.
But I think now if you want to take a shot at MVP, I think where you put your money is on Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good low play, yeah.
But I'm telling you that if Patrick Mahomes wins this game and has another, 273 touchdown performance and a clean game and has, again, no Rashee Rice, and they're 3-2 and they're getting ready to host the Detroit Lions.
What if they're 4-2 and he puts up numbers against Detroit next week too?
And then
Close the door.
And then you get the Raiders. You could end their season completely and send them packing. Look, 2 weeks ago it was plus 1,000 and now it's plus 400. So, there's still money to be won if you want to hammer Patrick Mahomes as MVP. But I think if he has a big performance tonight, there is a very, very legit reasoning that he would win MVP again. They would have a 500 record. They would be, technically a half 500. They'd be over 500. They would have a tiebreaker issue with the Chargers. They will yet to play the Broncos. We're not worried about the Raiders, I don't think, at all. And you would have a very interesting, sort of debate to be like, is he going to do it again? Because, again, one interception this year, it's not his fault.
Right.
I know we can't always say that, but it legitimately hit Travis Kelce in the hands and went right into the arms of a Philadelphia Eagles defender. So we will see. But it is kind of mesmerizing that 2 weeks ago it was plus 1,000 and now it is it is plus 400. And now Justin Herbert, who was plus 350 plus, 400 is now plus 1,000.
Well, he stinks. Can we finally get to the point where Justin Herbert just stinks as a quarterback and he's not a guy you're going to build a franchise and win with? How they blow that game yesterday. You're up 10-0 in that game. I don't think Justin Herbert, look, he throws an interception at the goal line yesterday. I know it was tipped, but even still, you've got to be better than that. And all the people who wanted to praise Justin Herbert for being the next great quarterback in the, AFC West, he's going to unseat Patrick Mahomes and all this kind of stuff. As Lee Corso used to say, not so fast, my friends. You've got to go out there and earn it. You just don't have it given to you. And Justin Herbert has earned nothing in the NFL right now. He's just got a coach that's weird, and people like to see Justin Herbert throw the ball, and they root for him because he's LA. He just doesn't do anything for me at this point in time. And so we saw that dissipate yesterday. That was a big situation for that team yesterday. You're coming off a bad loss to the Giants. They always say, don't let one bad loss become two bad losses, and that was the second bad loss in a row for the Chargers. It shows you they're not ready to win when they go out there and they lose games like that.
I think you could have a conversation all you want about Justin Herbert, but I think the conversation today that you will see go across other platforms is the conversation of Josh Allen.
Yeah.
That man was not good when it mattered last night.
No, he was not.
And, I'll put my brakes a little bit because, I gussy up Josh Allen all the time. I think he's great. I think he's – and, Drew and I were talking last night, and he goes, Josh Allen just doesn't have that dog in him. And I'm like – the one game that I can say that I saw Josh Allen really be that guy was the 13-second game.
Yeah.
Right? Like
he was great.
He was fantastic, and his defense cost him the game, and Patrick Mahomes was just better. But it seems like in tight game situations, when the clock is starting to run out, Josh Allen is a different quarterback. And I think Josh Allen is a conversation today because that's a game where you're a better team than New England Patriots. I believe that wholeheartedly. You're a better quarterback than Drake May. Drake May was a better quarterback when it mattered last night.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get to the brioche of the weekend a little bit later today at 9:45, but I think that it's already 8:30. I can't believe that. But I think that when you look at last night, it merits a conversation to have about Josh Allen because everything goes well when they get out to a good start and he doesn't have to be, put the Superman cape on. You think about that Baltimore Ravens game, right? Now what we know about Baltimore, how impressive is that when Derrick Henry fumbles and gives you an opportunity to win? That's a situation. Drake May and the New England Patriots, there were a couple turnovers, but you didn't take full advantage of them. The last play of the game, you threw it in the middle of the field and the clock runs out. You didn't even give your team a shot in the end zone where we know Josh Allen can heave that ball 80 yards over the field. That didn't happen. He throws a crucial interception inside the 10-yard line to New England in clutch time. There is 100% a conversation to be had about Josh Allen and when the game gets tough, what happens with Josh Allen. There's a reason why he doesn't have a Super Bowl visit in his career. There's a reason why, and I'm not trying to discredit the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes and Spags and all that, but there is a conversation to be had that maybe there's not that sort of dog mentality in Josh Allen's game when it matters the most. He fumbled last night. He didn't win that game. That's a home game against a divisional opponent where they just couldn't put New England away. And at the end of the day, they lost 23-20, and Josh Allen wasn't victorious. And now we're having a conversation, which I fully am okay doing. I still think he's great. I still think he's the second best quarterback, but he'll never be number one because he doesn't do well in those situations where it's like, hey, Josh, we need you to be Josh Allen right now. He was not that guy last night against New England.
Well, I think we've wasted a lot of time trying to figure out who the best quarterback is in the NFL, and it's an easy answer. It's Patrick Mahomes, and there's nobody even close to being number two. I was joking with you a little bit yesterday with the hierarchy of QBs. I said Patrick Mahomes 1, Josh Allen 2, and Jackson Dart is now number 3 in this league. But I think where we truly see it is there really isn't anybody that can hold Patrick Mahomes' jock as the best quarterback in this league. We can have our moments where people get excited about Josh Allen. We can have our moments where people get excited about Joe Burrow. We can have our moments where Bob Fescoe gets excited over the top for Lamar Jackson or C.J. Stroud or Baker Mayfield or some of these guys. But at the end of the day, Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback in the NFL right now, will probably go down as the greatest of all time. And people are sitting here trying to figure out and say that there are other quarterbacks better than Patrick Mahomes. If Patrick Mahomes was running that Buffalo team last night, the Chiefs win that game. If Patrick Mahomes was quarterbacking the Chargers yesterday, the Chargers win that game. If Patrick Mahomes was the quarterback for Philadelphia yesterday, the Eagles win that game. And so you spend time, and I mean the collective you, spend time trying to tell us that there are better quarterbacks out there, and this guy's better than Mahomes, and Mahomes is having this year, that year, the other year. Patrick Mahomes is by far the greatest quarterback in the NFL because he wins the games that he's supposed to win, and games that he's supposed to lose, he wins. I mean, it's unbelievable the way that guy plays. It's more about the numbers. It's about willing your team to victory and giving your team a chance to win, and I haven't seen anybody do that better. Obviously, Tom Brady. than Patrick Mahomes. It's 1 and it's 1A when it comes to those two quarterbacks giving their team the best opportunity to win. I have not seen any other quarterback in this league give their team the opportunity to win like Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, and there's no debating on number 3 at all.
I found it very interesting last night because when, you've had those moments in Kansas City history with Mahomes at least, where it's, start of the third quarter, down by 10, you're like, yeah, we're fine.
Fine.
There's something to be said, and Buffalo is down by 7 points going into the fourth quarter. Can Josh Allen do this?
Mm-hmm.
And, Derrick Henry with the fumble in week 1, they end up winning 41-40 in a great game. And then they go beat teams like the Saints. They beat teams like the Dolphins. They beat teams like the teams that they're supposed to beat that they get off to a good start with.
Mm-hmm.
But again, when you look at, the situation last night where the team wasn't backing down, and Vrabel, we know is a dog. We know Vrabel had, again, waiting outside the tunnel for all of his players to come into the locker room, and then giving one hell of a speech with Stephon Diggs in there, who really wanted that game last night, according to the stat line. 10 for 146 in his return to Buffalo. BBL not stinky.
No, he wanted that bad. BBL stinky.
Oh, you could tell it was his game. But I think that is the conversation that leads the national narrative today is Buffalo and Josh Allen. Like, do you have that moment in your sit? Like, is there a game where Josh Allen has been that guy and they have been victorious? Because it hasn't happened against the Chiefs in the playoffs when it mattered. It hasn't happened in the playoffs legit when it's mattered. And it kind of humbled me yesterday as I was watching that game going, well, Buffalo's probably going to win this game. And, I got a buddy telling me last night, if I lived in Kansas, I'd hammer money line right now on Buffalo to win this game. I texted him this morning at 5 o'clock and said, good thing you live in Missouri.
Yeah.
Because that's, again, and we will get this opportunity again with Josh Allen when a game is like this, and we will see if he can get to that point, because it seems like when it gets very, very tense, so does number 17.
Yeah, and that's again a reason why Patrick Mahomes is better than everybody else. It's he doesn't get tense in those situations, and I know I'm old and whatnot, but I mean it really is Joe Montana all over again. I've implored people for years to watch the Joe Montana documentary on Peacock. I don't even know if it's up anymore, but once you watch that, you realize Patrick Mahomes is doing everything that Joe Montana did. Joe Montana was just doing it in an era of the NFL where the NFL wasn't like it is today. I mean, Joe Montana gets in the huddle in a Super Bowl and goes, oh, look, there's John Candy in the crowd, and calms everybody down, and they move the ball down the field. That's the leader that Joe Montana is. That's the personality that Joe Montana had back then. He made it like relaxing for everybody else who may have been tense and tight in that situation. Are you telling me with 2 minutes to go and the game on the line, Josh Allen isn't tense and tight? Because he's never been in those situations to try to win those games. Patrick gets in that situation and goes, we're fine, we got this, we'll move it down the field. And you take on the personality of your leader. If your leader is tense, if your leader is tight, if your leader is nasty, that's how you're going to be. If your leader is calm and, hey, we got this and everything's going to be okay, that's how you're going to be. And that's the better way to approach it. And it's just another intangible that Patrick Mahomes has that nobody else in this league does right now. So I just wish the narratives would stop of everybody trying to find somebody and say somebody's better than Patrick Mahomes at the quarterback position in this league, because that guy just doesn't exist right now.
I think there's a lot of it you could put on McDermott too. Because last night he was out-coached. And that's a first-year coach in New England with Mike Vrabel. I know he's been elsewhere, but, that was in Orchard Park in Buffalo. That was the game that you got to win against division opponent. That's at your turf.
It was a whiteout. It was an alumni game. You saw all that before the game. It was like homecoming for them.
And it didn't work out the way they wanted it to.
No.
And they got punched in the face, and New England got punched in the face, and New England stood there and liked the taste of their own blood, and Buffalo didn't.
Yeah.
We had DJ on earlier, and I talk about McDermott and Vrabel because this is what he said about having Mike Vrabel as a coach.
Yeah, you know what? I played a couple years with him. Mike Vrabel is a genius when it comes to defense side of the ball and just the football, just the knowledge of it. I've never heard somebody, a player, talk as much. He actually got me talking a lot more, especially after he left. I was like, man, I need to know a little bit more. And after being with him at the end of his career, he showed me how to be more of a student on the football field.
So you know he was going to be a good head coach when you were playing.
Oh my goodness, he knew more than the coaches. I mean, it was just boom.
Well,
hey,
it was Todd Haley.
God, of course.
So
Quick drop off in tone there.
but I mean, I'll never forget the day. It was like 2010, and Vrabel was in there, and they switched like roles for the day. The players were taking over as coaches for the day, and Vrabel was the head coach of the day. And I remember standing in that locker room, and Josh and I looking at each other, like, that guy's going to be the head coach someday. He just looked like a coach. He had the pencil in the ear, and then you hear DJ talk about how much Mike Vrabel knew. He knew more than the coaches. I think Mike Vrabel's a great head coach. I think Tennessee was stupid to fire Mike Vrabel. But you know what? Sometimes things happen and guys end up where they're supposed to be. He is supposed to be the New England Patriot head coach, guys. I don't think anybody would. Just like Andy Reid is supposed to be the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs, right? Like that Philadelphia thing was cute for 13 or 14 years. Tomlin in Pittsburgh is a perfect coach for that situation. There aren't many coaches that are perfect for a situation. Like Joe Torre was the perfect Yankee manager, right? You just certain guys are perfect for their roles. And I think Mike Vrabel is just the perfect head coach for the New England Patriots. Hell, he may even outlast Bill Belichick in years being there in New England because I think he's going to be successful. He's one of theirs. They don't want to get rid of him. He is the perfect fit right now in New England.
Yeah.
Can I talk for a second, Dusty, about Sean McDermott?
Yeah.
Because you said before we talked about how good Mike Vrabel is. I think McDermott is equally as bad, and I think it's not talked about nearly enough. I think in two separate playoff games in Arrowhead Stadium, McDermott has been the sole reason that his team lost the game. If he squibs that ball in the 13-second game, the Bills advance. I mean, just there's no chance the Chiefs get into field goal range if they don't have time to run two plays. And then last year, it's kind of a little long-winded thing, but humor me. They scored a touchdown to go down 21-16 at the half. He goes for two there to cut it to a 3-point lead before the half, and they miss. So then out of the half, they score to go up 22-21. He goes for two again because now he has to go up 3. They miss. The Chiefs score. They go for 2. They get it. They're now up 7. The Bills come back and tie the game with a touchdown. The Chiefs kick. Point being, if they would have just kicked the field goal and not gotten cute, or the extra point, before the half, that game probably goes to overtime. But the Bills lost 2 points, and the Chiefs gained a point, all because of that call early in the game. He did a similar thing against Baltimore in week 1, going for 2 way too early, but they ended up winning the game thanks to Derrick Henry. I think that he's shot himself in the foot more than other coaches are allowed to in the playoffs before they're dismissed. And I think it's because of Josh Allen. I think they're not going to advance, if they ever do, until it's a different head coach.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of similarities with Marty Schottenheimer, with Sean McDermott. You know, very good coach, good record, but you do all of this to get to a point and then it just doesn't happen. And part of that is obviously play calling. Part of that is, you know, constructing your team to be ready for those moments. And there's going to be some sort of, if Buffalo does falter, you know, in the playoffs again, it's going to be like, how much longer are we going to put up with this? We've got to change the guard here when it comes to our head coach because it's not happening. We have a very talented quarterback. We have a very talented running back. We have a good offensive and defensive unit, but there's something that's not right. And eventually the guy that pays for that at the end of it is the head coach. It happened in Kansas City with Marty. It happened in Los Angeles with Marty when he was with the Chargers.
The biggest difference, though, Marty never had that quarterback.
It's fair.
This guy in Buffalo has the quarterback. So it's not like, okay, we need to, like in Andy's case in Philadelphia, as good as Donovan McNabb was, and again, I'm a sucker for Donovan McNabb. I look at him completely different than everybody else. As good as he was, Andy never really had that true quarterback, right, in Philadelphia, that ace in the hole. He comes to Kansas City, gets Alex Smith really good, then gets Patrick Mahomes. That's the ace in the hole, and the rest, they say, is history, right? This is like almost Tony Dungy, who I hate to use as an example for anything, but having Peyton Manning for all those years and constantly having to go up against Tom Brady. Now, he was able to get through and win a Super Bowl. Sean McDermott hasn't been able to get through at all and get to a Super Bowl, let alone win a Super Bowl. And so the difference for me between Sean McDermott and Marty and all these other guys is that Sean McDermott's never going to have a better quarterback unless somehow he becomes the head coach of the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes than he has right now with Josh Allen. Josh Allen can get a better head coach than Sean McDermott. So how much is Sean McDermott holding Josh Allen back and saying, maybe I don't want you to be as aggressive? I don't know what the inner workings are right now, but I know that Sean McDermott may not be the answer. But it's not because he doesn't have the quarterback like some of these other coaches did. And when they got the quarterback, they were able to take that next step. Sean McDermott has all the tools necessary. He's just a crappy builder.
he's had the quarterback and he's had the defense as well that Marty had. So I think he's a good combination of a guy like Dungy and Marty. The defense was how much did we hear in that year leading up to the 13-second game? Number one offense, number one defense, and they were a good defense.
Yeah.
He just, in addition to what you say about building an organization, knowing how to lead a team through big moments, he doesn't have that, and I agree with you. I also will take what Bob said about having the pieces. And so the year that they had all those pieces, if you just squib the football with 13 seconds left, you win the football game.
Yeah.
And so if I'm the front office for Buffalo, I'm looking at him after last year's playoffs, and that for me would be my enough is enough. You've done this twice in Kansas City. Not to mention you've just failed 5 seasons in a row with Josh Allen in the playoffs. That would have been my line in the sand. I love it. I love that they had this guy coaching the football team, but I think they have no chance of breaking through until they move on from McDermott.
And I'm not a fire the coach guy, one of the get rid of this guy. I was in my younger years, but now I'm I see the big picture. But I feel like this year, if Buffalo doesn't get you to the Super Bowl this year, you do have to move on from Sean McDermott, because you're right, Nathan. They've had really good defenses. They have the quarterback and the offense that is out there right now. Why aren't we putting all of this together? We've given you all the tools. We've given you all the pieces. We've given you everything. We're giving you a new stadium next year, and you're still not finding ways to win. Eventually, we have to get past that. And I think he's like Marty because he goes into prevent mode when the moment's big. They need a coach that's going to allow Josh Allen to go into Superman mode when the moment's big. So I just think at this point in time, I think maybe they've accomplished all they can together in Buffalo. Who the right answer is? John Harbaugh.
Oh, God.
Because I think that thing may dissipate in Buffalo or in Baltimore, and you're going to have to move on from Harbaugh like they did in Philadelphia. He will be a hot coaching candidate. Absolutely would go get him if I was Buffalo. That's an upgrade over Sean McDermott right now. It's just not working anymore in Baltimore, just like it wasn't working for Andy anymore in Philadelphia. That's not a bad thing. Sometimes you just need to move on and get a new situation. That in Buffalo could be the life for John Harbaugh like Andy got here in Kansas City.
Coming up on the other side, we will give you our Chiefs parlay. Nathan's taking a page from Mac's book. You probably know where Bob's headed. We'll give you our 3-leg parlay, plus we'll revisit what our parlay was over the weekend. Thanks a lot, Nathan. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Tune in to hear former Chiefs linebacker Derek Johnson every Monday at 7:20, right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
You've got a ton of equity in your home. You're sitting on a gold mine. You could do so much with all that cash, like travel, invest it, or pay off debt. But you can't touch it unless you sell your home. But you really don't want to move. And besides, homes are sitting on the market a long time these days. You're trapped, right? Not with TrueHold. With TrueHold, you can cash out your equity in as little as 30 days. But listen, you don't have to move. You can stay in the home you love as a renter. That's TrueHold's Sell and Stay program. Cash out your entire home's value and stay put. TrueHold even covers property taxes, property insurance, and essential repairs. Imagine using that equity to travel, invest, or pay off debt, and you can stay in your home. It's brilliant, especially in this slow market. Get your all-cash offer now. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's TrueHold.com.
This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we help this patient.
Hi, this is Doug. I'm a patient with Heartland Men's Health. I've been doing low T treatment for just under a year now. I've always dedicated my life to work. I've always found the time to go to gym. I'm 46 years old. My energy level has been on a roller coaster. With work, when we would have like long, stressful meetings, I would notice that I was very exhausted and drained afterwards. And with the low T treatment, I'm not as stressed. I started to feel a lot more level-headed. The roller coaster kind of went away. I think Heartland Men's Health, they really have it figured out. The professional staff, I think it's a wonderful treatment for men of any age. And it's definitely a benefit I'm going to continue.
Thank you. It's true. Your initial appointment includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Natural disasters happen every year. Fires, hurricanes, tornadoes. And with that, your most important moments recorded on VHS, camcorder tapes, and 8mm could all be gone in an instant. Cherished moments like your wedding, baby's first steps, family trips to Yellowstone, lost. Enter Legacy Box. Digitizing your old media with Legacy Box protects your irreplaceable memories from the threat of natural disaster by digitally preserving them onto thumb drive, DVD, or the cloud, so they're safe forever. Legacy Box is the safest and easiest way to preserve your past, which is why it's been trusted by over 1 million families. Send Legacy Box your home movies, photos, and film. Their team of trained professionals will do the rest right here in the U.S. For a limited time, Legacy Box is offering radio listeners an incredible 50% off. Go to legacybox.com/value and save 50% when you digitize your memories. That's legacybox.com/value.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. Classes start October 15th. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Guys, you can feel your energy slipping away, losing what makes you, you. It could be low testosterone. Take action now. Synergen X and Low T Center can help you reclaim your energy with a quick and simple free T-test. Visit a local Synergen X or Low T Center and receive pharmaceutical-grade testosterone, never compounded like the other clinics. Experienced providers increase your testosterone to the level that is just right for you. Treatment is covered by most major insurance with affordable self-pay options available as well. The best you is waiting. Book a free T-test at trtmvp.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side 70 westbound gets heavy around Manchester Traffic Way. Stays slow over to 31st Street. Mobile road work has cropped up there in the left lane. 71 northbound slow rolling before, really from 87th Street. Then it bogs down before 75th. Stays sluggish to Gregory. Allen Carr, 96.5 The Fan traffic.
Diving back into it on a Monday morning. Obviously a big Chiefs game tonight. See how that rolls out for the Kansas City Chiefs as they will be in Jacksonville doing their thing. Hopefully it's a victory Tuesday and we get to have a whole lot of fun when it comes to going over this game that is tonight in Jacksonville. I'm interested to see how this game plays out early, especially in the second quarter where the Chiefs are plus 21 in point differential in that quarter. But this weekend we put together an NFL parlay, which I thought we did pretty well. We were looking really good until obviously the New York Giants kind of puked it. But Bob, you had New England plus 8.5. Mm-hmm. Green check mark.
Yep.
I had Denver plus 3.5, green check mark, and Nathan had the Giants plus 1.5.
Struggling.
And then we had Jackson Dart dropped a football with nobody touching him. I didn't under it.
It was bad. It got ugly yesterday real fast with a bunch of turnovers late. They were up 14-3 or whatever it was in this one, and it was looking really good. That's what I texted you. Jackson Dart, third best quarterback in the NFL, because the first couple of drives they looked really, really good, and he looked good too. The mistakes happen. You're a young player. I'm not, oh my God, Jackson Dart's done or something like that because they messed up some fumble fumbles and had some key penalties and all that kind of stuff. But like they're off to a good start with Jackson Dart. They should have won that game yesterday, obviously, but the mistakes kill you every single time. That's why you go with the Chiefs tonight. And like they don't turn the football over, they're going to win this game. It's not even going to be close. I mean, that's the thing. You don't turn the ball over in the NFL. You win these things.
So 2 out of 3 legs hit on that NFL parlay, so no cash bet. But tonight we have our Chiefs parlay that we all give our leg 2 on a 3-leg parlay. This one comes out at plus 800.
Oh, I was looking Chiefs plus 800. I'm like, are you kidding me? Chiefs are plus 800 tonight. Holy jeez.
No, the 3-leg parlay is plus 800. The Chiefs are minus 3.5.
Yeah.
On the spread, they are minus 198 on the money line. This is all according to DraftKings. And the over-under in this game is 45.5. I am debating on what the over-under, if I should go either way, but we start with, per normal, par for the course, Bob, on your first leg of the parlay.
Yeah, we're going to get Kelsey in the end zone tonight for that touchdown. Slop fest down in Jacksonville. He's plus 180 tonight, man.
Now,
get him in the end zone.
It's now plus 190 on DraftKings.
Is it
so
really?
You got better odds maybe there.
I like that. Yeah, Travis Kelce owes me one after the drop and the song Wood. So, he needs to go out there and
his birthday yesterday.
It was his birthday yesterday, which, by the way, the kids not big fans of the album. The adult women loved it.
Of course. Yeah.
And this is the new era of Taylor Swift. It's no longer for the kids. It's for the adult. As my daughter says, I don't need to hear a song about Travis. I said, I get you.
Yeah, I saw somebody says it was a picture or it was a meme of Travis Kelce dancing, and it said, how do you plan on enjoying your birthday? Listening to a song my fiance wrote about my hog.
Yeah. Did you see the one where the guy took a picture in the redwood forest and he said, I went and visited Travis Kelce today?
Dear Lord.
Have you seen the recent meme where it'll be a picture of a disgusted face with all of these logos on them, and it'll be days since some crazy thing happened at one team, and so that was days since my tight end his package was discussed, in a hit song, and for the Chiefs it was 0 days, and the rest of the logos were what are you talking about? My part of the parlay, and so I learned my lesson.
Yeah,
picking the New York Football Giants to do anything.
Yeah, so you can't. You should. Yeah,
I got to apologize to the people of Kansas City. If it's any consolation, I did stream a guy by the name of Theo Johnson.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, he's
scored 2 touchdowns.
So it's Jackson Dart's best friend, by the way.
It is. No, I think Cam is his best friend. Gotta be, right?
Okay. Well, it looked like it was Theo.
Yesterday. Yeah,
Cam's a good guy to have as a best friend.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah. But he had a big fumble yesterday. I mean, he's going in for a touchdown. Got it punched out. And
he did.
He didn't handle himself great on the sidelines after that either.
We'll see if I learn my lesson. I'm going to go with someone else that has hurt us the last few weeks. I saw Andy Reid go back to Isaiah Pacheco quickly and often after that drop against the Ravens last week. It was this could spiral mentally for Isaiah Pacheco if he has another game like he did in New York. And Andy, like he would with a young player usually, went right back to Isaiah Pacheco. I think tonight is one of those games where, especially if they get up, they could feed Isaiah Pacheco a little more than usual with that intentionality behind it. We want to keep this guy involved. Over 29.5 rushing yards.
Okay.
For Isaiah
That doesn't seem like a lot,
He's averaging about 31 a game, so it's pretty on par.
These numbers are nails, man. Like yesterday, I had as part of a selection on Underdog. It was Dak Prescott. I took over 240 yards passing yesterday. Do you know what he finished with yesterday?
239.
237. And had a 4-yard touchdown pass as his final of the game. I'm like, unbelievable. So these numbers are dead on, man. Dead on with this stuff.
I'm going to take one that I find, I don't know if it's a typo on DraftKings, but Tyquan Thornton, over receiving yards at 16.5.
Okay, I like that.
That's one play. I just need one play.
That's crazy, right?
And I mean, we'll see the update on Worthy as we'll get new news throughout the day.
We'll have an update at 9 o'clock for you on Worthy.
Wow.
I got one. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So we'll have a Worthy update in about 8 minutes. But, I mean, I just think that Mahomes likes Tyquan Thornton. And I think 16.5, I mean, that seems easy. I mean, that's one catch. He could run a 17-yard route or a 20-yard route. Bang, leg closed. Interesting way to say that. But, that's, one way to do it. And you look at this parlay that we're putting together, total, if you put all three together, if you follow this, Kelce to score, Don't forget, the new album dropped, plus his birthday was yesterday. So there's that. I don't know if you saw his dynamite outfit off the plane yesterday.
No, I missed it.
With the ducks on the shirt and everything. Like, he just looked, he had it. It was there. Thornton over 16.5 yards, and then Nathan with over 29.5 for Isaiah Pacheco. All three of those legs on DraftKings comes out to do plus 800.
Where are you going on this one? I know it's not part of our parlay, but let me ask you guys both this one. On Underdog, Butker, 1.5 field goals made.
Over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So you think he's going to make 2 field goals tonight?
I mean, I don't know if he will make them, but I know he will have the opportunity to kick 2 field goals.
But that's what it is. Field goals made, 1.5. You think he's going to make 2?
I trust him to make 2.
Okay.
I hope so.
You think we'll be in that position where we need 2 field goals, or do you think we can get some touchdowns tonight?
I think if X is limited, this team could stall in the red zone again and the opportunities.
Well, again,
arise.
we'll get to him, and I'll give you his over-under number here in a little bit. How about this one? Noah Gray, higher or lower than 12.5 receiving yards on Underdog?
Before the season, I would have said he's one of my favorites to look at his over and under. The last few years, it's like he gets favorable anytime touchdown rates. He gets low over-unders, and he always hits them. Not this season. I'd ride with the under.
You're going to go with the under, 12.5 yards.
Where's he been?
That seems like one of those, like, I'm like, oh, yeah, I would absolutely just click higher on that, because 12.5 doesn't seem like a lot, but kind of is, right?
Butker was 3 of 4 for field goals against the Ravens.
Rain, potential conditions, you know.
Yeah. Butker was 3 of 4 against the Giants. Let's see. Philadelphia, Butker was 1 of 2. So that's not good to see. And against the Chargers, Harrison Butker was 3 of 3.
For field goals.
Field goal attempts, field goals made, 3 of 3.
So he only...
Longest was a 59-yard.
The only time he was under 2 was the second game of the year.
So, yeah, I think he's going to get the opportunity to kick. I think it's going to be there.
See, I'd like to think we get in the end zone and we don't need to utilize him. Like, we've got enough weapons on offense now where I don't want the kicker that involved anymore.
On the other side, Bob promised an update on Xavier Worthy. I also want to get back to, because Friday seems like such a long time ago, I want to get into what Nate Taylor, Mitch Holtis, and Derek Johnson all had to say in the 9 o'clock hour about this game against Jacksonville. You are listening to 96.5 The Fan, and it is your home for the Kansas City Chiefs.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, more and more these days, people are looking for ways to feel better than traditional medicine. They're looking way beyond traditional medicine, and that's why QC Kinetics is so successful. People with chronic joint pain are learning that there are other options besides steroids, meds, and surgery. Patients fighting pain are getting lasting relief using advanced cellular-level treatments. It's QC Kinetics regenerative medicine that can revitalize your joints using growth factors from your own body. It's not a hospital stay. It's fast and all natural with no downtime. It's a simple injection. So if your back or your knees or your shoulders hurt all the time, you need to explore all of your options. Don't let them tell you more pills or surgery are your only choices. Call QC Kinetics and get a free consultation. Exercise your freedom to look beyond the same old solutions. Thousands of patients around the country find a better life with QC Kinetics. Call now to get scheduled. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Appointments available on Saturday off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. It's QC Kinetics.
Hey, football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown in the game, but his teammate scores instead. If this happens, BetMGM wants to give you another chance at the end zone. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. That's right. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. With BetMGM's second chance offer, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. Try a first TD score wager with confidence today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
You could be on the 50 at GEHA Field for the official coin toss at a Chiefs home game this season. Enter to win at chiefs.com/GEHA. GEHA is the proud partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name. And the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
With great deals coming this Prime Big Deal Days, October 7th and 8th, greatness is a deal away. So if you love baking, you can get a deal on a new mixer, transforming you into the Lord of the Loaves.
Hear ye, hear ye! Make way for the baron of brioche, the sultan of sourdough, the lord of the loaves, Prime Member Dave!
Hi?
Get up to 40% off with Prime Big Deal Days, October 7th and 8th.
Makita knows that pros never settle, and neither do we. With Makita, you get tools that perform at the highest level on every job without compromise. Makita is for the most detailed pros, expertly engineered to deliver precision, job after job. When your work calls for the best, call on Makita. Makita, built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
The technicians you can trust with your house keys. Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
This busy season, enjoy home comfort without the stress with fast online booking, reminders, and real-time updates. Save up to $2,000 with federal tax rebates with a new HVAC system. Schedule today at anthonyphce.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side 70 westbound recovering past 31st Street. Earlier construction has cleared. 29 southbound slows briefly as you cross over into downtown. 71 northbound still off again on again heavy before 75th Street stays that way to Gregory. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Listen to the Chiefs and Jaguars on Monday night with pregame starting at 4. Kickoff at 7:15 with Mitch, Danon, and Kling. Right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City. An Odyssey sports station.
Pay off your damn tees, Bob.
All right, 2 sources have told me he's fine, worthy. Good to go.
Okay. All right. 2 sources say there's nothing to be worried about.
Yep.
We're good?
We're good.
Okay. All right.
Why do you worry about injury reports?
Because of the timing. Like, we didn't hear anything all week. And then randomly on a Sunday drop. Now, I know that it's a different week because everything is shifted back a day because of the Monday night game, but it's just like randomly at, 6 o'clock on a Sunday night, it's, hey, by the way, there's an ankle issue.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh.
Well, the Chiefs follow the rules, unlike a lot of these other NFL teams, with the gambling and all this now.
But it wasn't there on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday or Saturday, and then Sunday comes along where you haven't heard anything. Really, the only thing that we've heard is, well, when this team gets Rashee Rice back, they could be an offensive problem.
Right.
And then it's just, Chiefs receiver Xavier Worthy is now questionable with the shoulder/ankle injury. And I'm just like, gosh, that I don't like hearing that or like seeing that at the time that I saw it. That's why the worry is there.
I understand that, but I've just gotten to the point now where I am in life. Like, I don't worry about the injury report because I know a lot of it is fabricated and have to be, more than anything. Like, I give the NFL a lot of credit, right? We're not seeing really in the NFL, Dusty, what we're seeing in some of these other sports. How many NBA players have already been suspended for gambling, right? And kicked out of the league for life? At least a couple, right? what happened in Major League Baseball this year, right? You saw Class A and you know, what happened with him with the gambling, and he hasn't been the only Major League Baseball player, you know, that's been in the muck when it comes to this gambling stuff. The NFL realizes, I think, how much, and we had the one NFL player who was making bets on non-NFL games that got suspended for the entire year a couple of seasons ago, right?
Yeah.
So we're seeing in sports right now, the NFL really embracing the gambling because, look, it's big money for those guys, right? They understand what that is. And so they're really embracing it in the right way. They're dotting all the I's, they're crossing all the T's, they're not leaving a lot of stuff out there to be misinterpreted. And it's better to be on the up and up than it is to do something else. Because let's say all of a sudden Worthy didn't play, right? And something did happen and he wasn't on that injury report. Then there's an investigation by the league. Then there's a fine by the league. Why were you hiding this all week? And so it's one of those deals where it's better to be safe than sorry. Yeah, you flew, your ankle swelled up a little bit. You'll be on the ground 28 hours before you even have to, because I think they landed at like 2:30 yesterday, Jacksonville time. The game doesn't start till like 8 o'clock tonight, so you're 24 plus 6, you're 30 hours on the ground. You know, he's going to be okay. But I just think it's the Chiefs being on the up and up and doing the right thing, and then it causes people to kind of panic a little bit. But, you know, once we see the inactives and who's not playing, that's when we can make our determination. I just think Worthy, you know, based on the people that I've spoken to this morning, he's going to be just fine, and he's going to see a big role in this game tonight.
Yeah. This was Derek Johnson earlier on the show talking about how good the Chiefs defense has looked this season.
Really good, really good. I'm always impressed every year. The last few years, we've been a defensive-led team, and I can honestly just say that just because we've been holding people to minimum points. Our red zone defense is really good. This year hasn't been ideal for us, especially early in the game. We've given up a little bit more than usual, but man, we got all the right pieces. Our DBs, I mean, all of them are tough. All of them tackle. That's a big deal. Usually DBs don't like to get dirty. Not all of ours like to get dirty. And it's just, man, our defense, Spags should get more credit. But as we go down the stretch, he'll get his. He's just got to gear up. And tonight, it starts tonight.
I think it's great to hear Derek Johnson say that out loud. Like, nobody wants to realize that this is a defensive team, right? We're still so focused, as this league is, on the offensive side of things. You are freezing.
Dude, I can't feel my fingers. I'm dead serious.
I can't either.
I will literally put my fingers.
I'm trying to get my hands in the pockets and everything.
Freezing.
Over here, it's like ice cold. I can get an ice bath in here. My nose is freezing. My fingers are freezing. Everything's freezing right now. I don't even know what we were talking. Oh, defensive team. Yeah. Like the narrative has been in this league, offense. And as DJ said, right before our eyes the last couple of years, this is a defensive-led team. Like, it's okay to say that out loud, right? Like, I know we don't want to. We still think this is an offensively driven team, but it's not an offensively driven team. This is clearly a defensive-driven team right now.
It's because of Steve Spagnuolo as well.
Yeah.
How many times over the last 3-4 seasons have we come on here and said the Chiefs don't get pressure unless they send extra guys? They don't blitz. Hey, where's the sack production coming from, the pressure production outside of Chris Jones? Steve Spagnuolo he's doing this at such a high level, and defenses in the NFL usually are more cyclical than this. Usually after a year or two on top, they sort of trend back down, and the Chiefs have stayed there. It's a real testament to Steve Spagnuolo.
I think we will see just how dialed in this defense is on how they stop the run.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because
100%.
That is Jacksonville's biggest strength, and that is the Chiefs' biggest weakness. The Chiefs give up 127 yards on the ground per week. That is 22nd in the NFL. They give up a total of 321 yards. That is 11th. They only give up 185 passing yards. That is 7th. And they only give up 19 points per game. That is solo 5th. They don't necessarily let teams convert on third down. They 34% on defense, giving up third downs. That's 6th best in the NFL. You talk about how they're not an offensive team. Mostly in every category, they are on the other side of the second half, right? Total yards, they rank 18th. Passing yards, they rank 14th. Rushing yards, they rank 21st.
That high?
Yeah. Points per game, they rank 15th. And third down conversion, they're 18th. Now we know on fourth down conversion, they're like number 1 in the NFL.
Right.
And I think when you look at what Jacksonville does, they like to turn the ball over on defense and they like to run the ball on offense. Again, they have played not the greatest schedule. Cincinnati, Houston, these teams that really aren't that great when it comes to the game. They played a San Francisco team that's been obliterated with injuries. Now that team just beat the Rams. That was a division game. This was a interleague game per se from NFC AFC last week when they beat the Niners. But Mitch Holtis said that the Jags have not played a quarterback like Mahomes, and it should show.
No, but they've attacked the ball. If you look at the video, they're getting it all different ways. It's not just some buffoon quarterback throwing it right to Devin Lloyd who's standing there in zone coverage. They're tipping passes. They're hugging receivers. They're just so aware of the ball. Some teams are like this. They look to strip it every snap. Or they think, hey, I've told you guys before, the most devastating defensive play that shows up as a PD in the stat sheet, but is really a huge impactful play, is a deflected pass. Guys will be open 20 yards down the field, whoop, knocked down, didn't make it there. And offensive coordinators throw their iPad up in disgust. Or a pass that's mid-route that I deflect or affect the physics of the throw, that all of a sudden become a deflect pass interception. When this defense is this fast and this quick, and the fact that they track the ball so hard that they'll make a play no matter who the quarterback is. So Pat becomes turn the cannon on them, right? So Pat's velocity, Pat's decision-making, Pat's ability to see, I'll use your quickness against you with this play call and watch me react and counter-react to what you do, yes, is a plus in this situation.
What he's saying about Patrick Mahomes is kind of making me smile because I'm picturing it right now. Patrick knows what that defense is going to do before they know that they're going to do that. That's where the difference is between Patrick Mahomes and everybody else that they played. And you keep going back to this stat, which I find remarkable every single time that you say it. Patrick Mahomes only has one interception this year, and it's off of Travis Kelce's hands, right? And technically this season, Patrick Mahomes should have 0 interceptions, right? Because he has been outstanding all season long, except for the one throw to Kelce that he tipped up in the air and Philadelphia recovered and was able to get their interception off it. That's why I like this going into this game, because we have seen a season so far where Patrick Mahomes, quite frankly, Dusty, hasn't made a mistake yet this season, right? He's 5 games into this thing, or 4 games into this thing. We're getting game 5 tonight. He's had a banged-up, receiving core. He's had running backs that he hasn't been able to rely upon. He's had an offensive line that at times, I don't know what's going on out there. And he still has only made 0 mistakes on this season. Like, he is having a remarkable season from that standpoint. And that's why when I see a team like Jacksonville that relies on that turnover so much, and a team like the Chiefs that just don't give the ball away, that's why I really like the Chiefs in this one. I know you got to go out there and kind of make turnovers happen, but a lot of times it's the carelessness that these other teams play with that forces those turnovers. The Chiefs aren't a careless team out there with the football. Like, you're not going to see a guy drop the ball before the goal line and cost your team points like we saw in Arizona yesterday.
Giving the Chiefs defensive stats, these are the Jacksonville Jaguars stats when it comes to defense. Total yards, they're 14th in the NFL, giving up about 329 yards a game. When it comes to passing yards allowed, this is the one that sticks out. They're 23rd in the NFL. They give up 233.5 a game. Wow. They're going to let you throw it, right? And then we've already talked about the quarterbacks they've played.
Yeah.
And those quarterbacks are still throwing the ball in Jacksonville.
Right.
They do not allow running. They will stop the run. And
Right.
the Chiefs don't run. So, again, take that as it may. Use your running backs in the passing game to kind of open up the deep ball. They only give up 82.8 yards a game on the ground. That's 3rd best in the NFL. They only give up 18 points a game. Again, Bryce Young, those, the struggling Texans at the time, that's 4th best in the NFL. And then you look at 3rd down conversion rate. They're giving up a 3rd down 45.6% of the time.
Wow.
That's not good.
That's not good. You can move the ball on 3rd downs on these guys.
Exactly. And you might have to worry about going for it on 4th down. Again, weather, thunderstorms likely this morning, then chance of scattered thunderstorms throughout the afternoon, a high of 83, winds at 10 to 20, and a chance of rain 100% throughout the day, but it looks like it dissipates throughout the evening. So,
Which is good for the offense of the Chiefs. You want to throw the ball.
Like we have said, I don't think weather is going to be the issue. I do want to come back on the other side and get to see what Nate Taylor had talked to us about on Friday. But don't forget, you can count on much. You can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL and CBS and Paramount Plus. Stream your local NFL games every Sunday live all season long. Start at just $30 for your first year. That's like $2.50 a month. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. We go back to Nate Taylor of ESPN on the other side to talk about this Chiefs and Jacksonville Jaguars game. Continued on a Monday morning here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Leo Chanel, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Golden Oak Lending want to do just that. They want to cure your blues like they've done with us over the last decade. And right now, Golden Oak has done it again. They've lowered rates to 4.50%. And while other lenders are talking about high rates, Golden Oak is dropping their rates. Lower your monthly payment, get cash out, pay off credit cards, and best of all, make no mortgage payments for 2 months. But it all starts with that free mortgage checkup. And I love taking this free mortgage checkup with Golden Oak. We do it about twice a year just to find out where we are. It's risk-free. There's no paperwork or credit card required. It's just a simple phone conversation. You tell the folks at Golden Oak Lending where you are with your financial life and where you want to go, and they'll see if they've got a loan that can get you there. If they do, great. If they don't, well, you know, they won't put you in a loan that isn't better than what you have right now. And at Golden Oak Lending, the average cash-out customer saves $1,104 per month, and with their 4.50 fixed-rate loan, you could save even more than that. So get in touch with Golden Oak Lending today. 913-890-GOLD. That's 913-890-GOLD. 5.442 APR, FHA, 15-year, 20% equity, qualified credit. Additional terms apply. MLS 114937. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Trust, price, and ease of transaction. That is GiveMeTheVin.com. We love to buy cars, and you're going to love GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear. O'Reilly.
Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM and check out all the exciting new ways you can make this pro football season unforgettable. Shoot your shot with same-game parlays, call your plays like a pro with live betting, or bet on a market you didn't know existed thanks to BetMGM Originals. You'll be on the edge of your seat from the very first snap, no matter what type of fan you are. Earn BetMGM rewards points on every bet. Take advantage of football offers found nowhere else, like a second chance on a first touchdown bet, and keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account throughout the season. Never settle for the ordinary. Sign up today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. Specific promotional offers are not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Hey, what's up, flies? This is David Spade.
Dana Carvey.
Look, I know we never actually left, but I'll just say it. We are back with another season of Fly on the Wall.
Every episode, including ones with guests, will now be on video. Every Thursday, you'll hear us and see us chatting with big-name celebrities.
And every Monday, you're stuck with just me and Dana. We react to news, what's trending, viral clips.
Follow and listen to Fly on the Wall everywhere you get your podcasts.
Take advantage of the nice fall weather and schedule your consultation with the outdoor living specialists at Powell Exteriors KC so you can enjoy the weather in style and comfort. Imagine watching football on your new deck, protected from the elements, and you'll have the confidence of Powell Exterior KC's 10-year workmanship warranty, easy financing, and pay no interest until 2027. Go to PowellExteriorsKC.com today and experience the power of KC's exterior experts.
Today, expect a mix of sun and slight showers with a high of 81.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy button is back with even more easy. Press it for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Staples. That was easy.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
According to October 6, 2025, the Baltimore Ravens still have the best odds to win the AFC North.
That is nuts.
According to FanDuel. Minus 105. The Pittsburgh Steelers, plus 130 to win the AFC North. So if you want free money, feel free. Cincinnati, plus 1,100. Cleveland Browns, plus 1,700. And the sad smiley face next to it.
I don't understand how Baltimore is still the favorite to win that. What did you say to me, Dusty? The AFC North has one win in the last 2 weeks or something like that. It was Pittsburgh's win over there in London.
Yeah, last
Ireland.
2 weeks, the Ravens 0-2, Browns 0-2, Cincinnati 0-2, Pittsburgh has the one win.
One win, and they were off this week.
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts.
They had their bye.
It's legitimately, can you finish above 500? That's the question for which team wins that division. Now, under Mike Tomlin, the answer's been yes for Pittsburgh. Baltimore, they're probably looking at 1-5 going into the bye. We'll see if Lamar plays.
Who do they have this week?
The Rams.
Oh.
If Cooper Rush is in the game against the Rams, I'm chalking them up as 1-5. And this is a crazy league. I'm saying they're 1-5. So can Lamar get healthy in the bye, come back, and rattle off 8 out of 10? I mean,
what do you guys think it is why Baltimore is still the favorite in the North? Do you think it's because of by default? I mean, like, we're not ready to go with Pittsburgh and Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, Cleveland's a dumpster fire. And the other team, in that division is a dumpster fire as well. Like, take Ohio out of the mix, and you're looking at Pittsburgh versus Baltimore for that division right now. And if Baltimore loses this weekend and they fall to 1-5, I don't think they're going to reel off, 10 straight wins and get to 11-5. They might. I mean, the Chiefs did at one point in time, but I don't know that I have that faith in the Baltimore Ravens. They feel like a team right now, to me, who is in the final year of Andy Reid in Philadelphia. It feels like that 2012 season in Philadelphia where everything went wrong and it was just time to move on and time to have a new voice and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's where Baltimore is right now. John Harbaugh's been there a long time, and Andy was there a long time, in Philadelphia. And sometimes it's just time for a new voice. It's time to move on. And I just kind of feel like that's where I am with Baltimore at this point in time. I don't know what you guys feel about it, but that's where I am right now.
According to Ian Rappaport, they're going to try to ride the ship into the bye week. So it sounds like from what he's reporting is that it'll be Cooper Rush again this week against the Rams. They get a bye week, and then they get the Bears, Dolphins, Vikings, Browns, Jets, Bengals. And then Steelers, Bengals, Patriots, Packers, Steelers. So if they can somehow sneak away a win against the Rams this week, go into the bye at 2-4, come back with Lamar, beat the Bears, go to 3-4, beat the Dolphins, get to 500 at 4-4. Then all of a sudden you have a whole new revamped season. If you, like Nathan said, get to 500, there's probably reasons why. I think you also look at quarter play in the division. It's Dylan Gabriel, who played pretty well for the Browns, Jake Browning until Burrow's back, Aaron Rodgers, who's now the best quarterback in the division with Lamar being out, and then there's Lamar Jackson, who they think will be back and be better than everybody that's available in that AFC North. Who'd have thought that there's the possibility to have 2 AFC South teams in the playoffs this year and 1 AFC North team?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think of it that way.
There's only going to be one team out of the East.
Yeah.
Jets ain't making the playoffs. Dolphins ain't making the playoffs.
Patriots
maybe there is two. Maybe there is two.
Maybe there is two. Yeah, maybe the Patriots, because I think they're the 7th seed right now if the season were to end today, right? I think we're probably only going to get 1 North team out there. We may get 2. I think we're only going to get 2 in the West now, if that, right? I think it's the winner, and we'll see. You mentioned to me earlier, Omarion Hampton's now injured, right? With
ankle injury.
So we don't know what that's going to be like. With them out there in LA, you've already lost a lot on the offensive line, and now you've lost a running back. You could potentially lose another running back, if you're out there. It seems like things are starting to fall apart a little bit in San Diego. Denver, obviously, with the big win yesterday, but even with that big win yesterday, which I saw a Denver media member say that's the biggest win the Broncos have had since Super Bowl 50. Think about that. Think about that. Super Bowl 50 was 10 years ago, guys.
I think Broncos fans would tell you that game that Mahomes was sick in a few years ago when they beat the Chiefs for the first time in 9 years was probably bigger to them.
Maybe.
But in terms of significance, who they beat and what it did for their playoff odds, it was a huge win yesterday for the Broncos.
But my point is, did you gain any kind of confidence about, did you feel like, oh, my God, Denver's really good? Or did you just look at that and go, man, Philadelphia's got to get some things figured out more than Denver being good? Because Philadelphia's basically been what the Chiefs were from a season ago, finding ways to win games that most people thought they probably shouldn't, and now it finally caught up to them. I'm interested to see where Philadelphia goes from here.
Well, they get Jackson Dart and your Giants on Thursday Night Football next week, so we'll see. Can they be the surprise team that – because that'll be what, a 9.5-point spread?
I don't know.
And we'll take New York? Well, that's what we'll do with that.
Yeah, probably.
Nate Taylor joined the show on Friday, and he said something about, the run game. Will the Chiefs finally run the ball? We did the stats
Giants
earlier.
are a 7-point dog.
Wow, okay. That's it.
Well, the Chiefs are a 1.5-point favorite against the Lions on Sunday night already.
I believe that. That's, because the Chiefs are going to potentially win their next 3 games. They're going to have their offense kind of a little bit more familiar. So, and they're the home team.
Mm-hmm. But even still, Detroit played great yesterday. I know at the end it got a little close. I just figured going into this game, the odds makers would favor the Lions in this one.
Yeah, I think with it being an Arrowhead and the Chiefs kind of looking more familiar.
Yep.
I bet that line moves, too, more towards the Chiefs as well. I bet it might be 2.5 Chiefs by the time that game kicks off on Sunday. This is Nate Taylor, and if the Chiefs will run the ball more.
Yeah, the Chiefs need to be a little bit more balanced, and it would be helpful if they got, more production and more consistency out of Isaiah Pacheco. But the fact that you have the speed and the breaking tackles ability of Brashard Smith, I think you have to sort of bring him along a course throughout the season. That's that's something Andy Reid basically acknowledged, is that hey, this guy is fast. He's got receiver skills. The more we play him in, October, November, the more beneficial it could be in terms of just having a more dynamic ability at the running back position in November. And of course, what the team hopes to have in January, because, Xavier Worthy, even in that 35-yard end round, based on what he showed, it's you have to respect that speed, both vertically and horizontally now. And I've always said this before, Rashee Rice, when he comes back in a couple weeks, he was always an extension of the running game too, because that's where those, behind the line of scrimmage passes went. And we know how good, Rashee Rice can be in the open field with a little bit of blockers in front of him. So the running game should be a little bit more versatile, a little bit more, have some more explosiveness to it. And man, if the offense is this efficient already, and I just want people to realize this, you're watching a top 10 offense, even though it doesn't feel like it right now.
Yes.
And Isaiah Pacheco could play better, right? Kareem Hunt, I think, is doing just fine as a third down, short yardage running back. But they can get more out of Pacheco, and they can bring Brashard Smith along the way as well.
Saw an uptick in Brashard Smith's offensive snaps last week. They looked to get him involved early. It was Pacheco with the receiving touchdown in the backfield later on in the game, but it was Brashard Smith who led the way with 19 offensive snaps. Now, I know I have to be honest with this. 4 of those came in garbage time with Gardner Minshew as the quarterback. So 15 offensive snaps at the running back position is an uptick. That didn't lead, but that's what you're seeing, and we're hearing them say they want to get this cat involved. The one thing that Jacksonville does do is they do stop the run. The one thing the Chiefs don't do is run the ball. So I'm interested to see where that is, because we hear Nate Taylor, who covers that team every single day, every single minute. It's telling us they do want to incorporate the run against this team.
Well, I think there are a lot of people that want to incorporate the run with the team. Mm-hmm. The question is does Andy Reid want to incorporate the run with the team? Because at the end of the day, he has the final say. You can put together the best laid plans and say we really want to emphasize the run, But if Andy Reid doesn't feel like it on that day, well, then there goes the run. But I think it's time. I think there was a big corner turned in that game, I feel like, against, Baltimore. And really probably the second half a little bit against the Giants, where the running game kind of got going and kind of opened Andy's eyes a little bit. And then you saw what Brashard Smith can do. And then putting that sixth offensive lineman in there. And really, I say it a lot, Dusty, the job as the coach is to put the players in position to be successful. I think this offensive line may be a better run blocking line than it is a pass blocking line. And so let those guys go up there and get in the trenches and move the line of scrimmage a couple of yards and let those running backs feast, especially, in a game today where, if it does rain, it could potentially have an impact on the pass game. And you want to have the ability to have a good running game. They've got the players out there to do it. It's just them getting the ability to do it and the coach calling that running play to put those guys in position. I still want to see more out of this running game.
Chiefs in Jacksonville tonight, and this is a big opportunity type of game.
Yeah, it's a huge opportunity for a number of reasons. Number one, for the Chiefs right now, you have an opportunity to play in front of the nation, as I like to say, Monday Night Football. It hits different when you have these standalone games, because I think when you play on a Sunday afternoon, everything gets lost, right? In the messaging on Sunday, there's so many games going on. I don't think people watch it clearly enough and truly see what this team is all about. So all of the people who have been kind of down on the Chiefs and hating the Chiefs after week 2, Spectre, you can go watch this team in a standalone game on Monday night and truly see what they're all about. And with Worthy back, I think is big too, because I think you're going to see a lot of eyes finally opened around the national media when the Chiefs go out there and perform well, where they're sitting there going, okay, I guess this team is back, right? I guess this team is here. They never went anywhere. It's an opportunity to show, I think, as well, how good the defense is. Derek Johnson talked about it. We heard from him, obviously, this hour about the defense, and this is a defensive first team. I don't think people around the country who watch football understand that this is a hell of a defense that this team has. I sometimes don't think people in Kansas City realize how good a defense is. Yeah, we'll probably give up a score on the first drive to Jacksonville, because that's what they always do, and then they'll tighten the screws and they'll figure it out, and the rest of the way there'll be a field goal here and a late touchdown, and that'll be it for Jacksonville. It's an opportunity to have a winning record now, right? You started 0-2. Everybody's losing their minds. Oh, my God, what's going to happen? You have an opportunity to go out there and win today, get a winning record, keep pace in the West as well, with everybody else sitting at 3-2 at this point in time. And I think it's an opportunity offensively to put together a great game plan and show that it just wasn't the get healthy Ravens that you had a good offensive performance against. It's an opportunity to go out there and put together a good offensive performance for the second full game, third game in a row, because the second half of that Giants game was really good from an offensive standpoint. I think that was the turning point when we look back at the season. When did it turn? Halftime of the Giants game will be something that we talk about a lot. And I just think the offense now has that opportunity to show against a different team that they are still this Chiefs offense that you need to be worried about. I just think it's a big time to have a statement game tonight for the Chiefs.
It's week 5. It's, you got a full month, I guess, underneath your belt with the season.
Mm-hmm.
The gelling should start to solidify.
Absolutely,
I'm interested to see what unit looks more gelled in this game, the D-line or the O-line.
Mm-hmm.
I really think the O-line has a way to prove that they can do this, because if they do want to incorporate the run against a team that stops the run, seeing that team be able to have that force up front, knowing that now Mahomes does have the trust, the feet don't get quick, he doesn't move out too quickly.
I mean, you saw that on Sunday, didn't you?
It's crazy.
I mean, wasn't it interesting to watch him in that pocket last Sunday against the Ravens? It looked totally different, man.
Completely pick you apart. And I think that's interesting. I also think the defensive line, if it is gelled, Karlaftis looked great against the Ravens, right? Sacked Lamar. The team sacked Lamar Jackson 3 times in that game. Karlaftis, a big one on a third down. That's what I like. Bring it home on third down. See if Chris Jones can get back to elite status that he's always been in a game where he can just be dominant, where he's batting balls down, he's sacking Trevor Lawrence. I do think Chris Jones will get a sack in this game. I think he's due for one. He has 1 on the season. He's due for number 2.
He's due. Yeah.
For that as well. But again, I think that I'm interested to see which unit gels more solidified to me in this game. I'm also interested to see who's the other guy besides Worthy, because who was that guy in the game when they played the Ravens? It was kind of like everybody.
It was everybody,
right?
Yeah.
And I think there is a guy that Mitch Holtis considers the door hinge. This was him for about 2 minutes talking about how Juju makes this offense click.
And not only, but he has a bigger impact when he does not touch the ball. Yeah. Now, what's cool, Dusty, is that all 4 of the red zone touchdowns last week, and I love it that they were all in the red zone because we know we're going to get some big ones, the Tyquan Thornton over the top plays, but getting in the red zone 4 times. The other good news, 4 different receivers. The other good news, 4 different looks. This wasn't the same kind of look. This is 4 different things that a defense has to account for. Do you realize all 4 were affected by Juju Smith-Schuster? Now, he caught the first one in the underneath route you were talking about, and Patrick was able to thread the needle, so to speak.
Yeah, what was the exit velo on that throw?
My God.
Yeah, like the dude last night throwing for the Yankees at 100, like Bustin' Black with 105, Mizorowski. But the other 3 were all influenced by Juju, every one of them. And I didn't realize this till I go back and watch the video. And I saw Juju yesterday, and I said, okay. I watched. He goes, you notice it? Yeah. So he's so smart that where he can, of course, set picks, legal picks, wink, wink, nod, nod, that doesn't look like OPI. That's a art form, okay? And he's really good at it. Guys bust open because, oh, hey, I'm just a caveman. I'm going to run my route right here. The other one is he's so smart in the way he adjusts his route. He can influence the coverage. Let's take the Hollywood Brown play.
Mm-hmm.
He influences the coverage enough where he gets the safety occupied, and that allows Brown to have man-to-man over the top on the over route. Well, the safety's not back there lurking around because where Juju runs his route, Juju knows where to run his route. Okay, maybe I'm going to be open as your 4th option, Pat. Zip it in here to 105 miles an hour. But my main job here is to influence the safety so that we can get Hollywood Brown to go over the top. Juju Smith-Schuster has become increasingly valuable to this team week by week by week, whether he touches the ball or not.
So that's Mitch Holtis there, your voice of the Chiefs that you can hear starting at 4 o'clock tonight as the Chiefs Radio Network takes over. Josh Briscoe with the pregame show and postgame show, and then Mitch, Danon, and Kling will all be on as well tonight.
IYK.
That's right. If you know, you know. And 6-7. Anyways, I won't haunt you on a Monday. But I do like that sort of thing that Juju's kind of playing the role of the pawn, because one of the things that we said in this whole thing with Xavier Worthy back is like, are they going to use him as like a decoy on the field because they know what his speed is? No, they're going to actually use him. The decoy the whole time is Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Juju Smith-Schuster is the 6'7" on this. I mean, like when you think about it, like he's just going out there and he's just there. You don't really know what he's doing, but when he does it, you're like, oh my God, Juju's fantastic, in that role. And that's that veteran role. And I don't want my number 2 or number 1 wide receivers, doing that sort of role.
Right.
But your number 5, your number 4 wide receiver, your guy who's been around forever that knows the tricks of the trade, so to speak, as Mitch talked about. That's the guy that I want doing that. And those are the little things that happen on this football team that maybe some of these other teams don't have the opportunity to do, don't know how to do, have guys that won't do it. You got a guy that's, been in the league, 10 years now, Juju Smith-Schuster's been on a couple of different teams, came back to Kansas City and is filling his role. Like wide receivers don't normally just go to a situation and become a blocker or become a guy who sets a pick or a guy who's looking to do other things other than catch the football like Juju Smith-Schuster is doing. And to have him and that ability to do that game in and game out, play in and play out is just huge for this organization. And also, too, Mitch kind of touched on that at the beginning, was the red zone success that they had last week against Baltimore. And he's right about that. We've talked for years. The red zone is like death zone for this team. I'd rather have them have 1st and 30 than, 2nd and 1, because I don't trust them to get that yard. I trust them to get 30, but 1, oh my God. So the red zone has been a house of horrors for the Chiefs over the last couple of years. It was good to see them become effective inside that red zone. Those are your big Bob Tonyan type plays and your Travis Kelce type plays, your tight end Noah Gray, and those are your big body type plays. You need to have them effective inside the red zone, and it worked last week.
Yeah, this is, where you have the options of like, who do you, because, Tyquan Thornton, Xavier Worthy comes back, caught the touchdown, but that was really it.
Yeah.
Didn't have to use that deep threat. And with you letting us know with your couple people that you've talked to, Xavier Worthy will be fine. He's going to be good to go. How they use him, I would think is similar to how they used him last week, because until you can stop it, we're going to continue to do it. Whether we give him a, jet sweep, whether they give him a RPO option where Mahomes can either, give it to him, or how that play works.
Right.
And then he takes off for 15 yards, or is it every once in a while we're going to sprinkle in can you stop his speed, and Mahomes gets that confident. That's why it's interesting to me when you go back and look at this game and think, or go forward and think about this game and tell yourself, okay, is the offensive line going to be the one that is like, okay, this team is here, this unit is officially arrived, or is it going to be the defensive side? Because you could make Trevor Lawrence make mistakes.
Right.
If Patrick Mahomes makes mistakes, more often than not, it's because someone else didn't do their job.
Exactly.
And you love that. Whereas like Trevor Lawrence, when he makes mistakes, it's more so a errant throw, or it's, he still didn't read something correctly. And the other thing that's big about this game tonight is we always lean on Spags and in Spags you trust and all that sort of stuff. This is a game where there's going to be two plays, where there's going to be a blitz from the slot where you're not going to see it coming, and it's going to be either McDuffie or it's going to be somebody that is there, whether it's Roland Wallace, whether it's whoever it may be. Chamari Connor could be that guy. Jaden Hicks could be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also going to be a play on offense where it's going to be somebody that you might not have thought, whether it's in a moment where it's 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line, pop over the top to Thornton, or there's that Hollywood Brown play that we've waited for where he's streaking across the middle of the field. Mahomes hits him in stride and he takes it for 40 yards. And all of a sudden you flip the field within one play.
It's funny you bring up Hollywood Brown, because I was looking at his number on Underdog, and I thought it was significantly higher than I thought it probably should be with Hollywood Brown. Let me get to the number. 41.5 receiving yards for Hollywood Brown tonight. That's a lot, I thought, right? That's a big number. I would lean towards lower than the 41.5, but now you got me thinking maybe I want to go higher, because you're right. If you hit him across the field and he runs, for 20-some yards, you get half of that on one play.
I like Kelsey a lot tonight, too.
I do, too.
I just think that it's kind of been a couple of weeks where he's had to necessarily do a lot, and this is one of those games where it's like, how you feeling? I feel great, man. It was my birthday yesterday. Like,
I'm a Redwood.
Yeah, no doubt. And it's one of those things where it's like, hey, let's let you set the tone early, and then they start to gravitate towards the middle, and then that's where you get your shots out the field. And I think they can use Kelsey in that regard there, because I still am a firm believer. I take, what the Chiefs show us and what Kling has told me for years, they're not running the ball.
Right.
Like, they're going to use running. They're not running the ball. Like, I know they're not going to run the ball. So how they beat people is by letting you know they can bait you in the passing game. I love Travis Kelce's over-under on receptions. It's 4.5, at least on DraftKings that I saw. I think it's over that. I think he can get 5. I don't know if it's one of those, 7 catches, 95 yards, and a touchdown. You would love the touchdown.
I'd love it.
But I think it's one of those games where they can ticky-tack him early, where it's, 3rd and 2, Travis Kelce for 7, 2nd and 4, Travis Kelce for 6.
Kind of like he did last week against Baltimore.
And
that
maybe
was a perfect
ramped up
Travis
a little
game.
bit more.
Yeah, get in the end zone.
I think his matchup is better against this Jacksonville defense. A matchup that's tough is Ibuka and Gronkowski. I'll explain what that means, plus we get to our brioche of the weekend on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Josh Simmons, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, my friends at Park and Go are ready. That's right. The holiday travel season is going to be here before you know it. We're already into October, and people are going to be taking maybe a fall break next week. Maybe you're headed out for Thanksgiving or Christmas. You're going to need to make your parking reservation. Make it when you make your flight reservation at bookparkandgo.com. That's what we do. We reserve that covered parking spot right away. As soon as we make a flight reservation, we make that parking reservation. Then we prepay as well, because with prepaying, you're going to save money at Park and Go. And then you show up on the day of your flight, and that covered parking spot is reserved for you. They'll direct you right to that spot, and the van will meet you and take you right to the airport terminal. You don't have to wait at all. That van is there right away, and you'll get to the airport terminal, and you'll be relaxed and ready to go. When you get back after a stressful trip, you just want to get home. Grab your bags, walk outside. Hey, there's the bus. Jump on it right back to your car at Park and Go. So do what we did and join their frequent Parker program and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
Hey, almost Andy Reid here. It's been an honor to give back to the community that's embraced me being almost your head coach. Thanks for letting me be part of your team. Renner Garage Door is a teammate of mine that also values the community that they served for decades, always giving back and delivering wins with top brands like Geldon, Amar, and Liftmaster. Need a repair or replacement? Get a free estimate today. Forward and back.
R-E-N-N-E-R, R-E-N-N-E-R.
Well, as you know, we've got football tonight. That's right. The NFL is in full swing, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all of the action. And you can select entries and win money right now in the state of Missouri. That's right. You can play tonight on your couch in the state of Missouri with the Underdog app. And playing on Underdog is easy. Just choose whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns, and more. I had it yesterday. I had Dak Prescott yesterday going over, missed it just by a smidge. I had some baseball ones over the weekend as well that were a ton of fun. I love combining entries from multiple sports into one selection. If you get all your entries right, you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. So download the app today, sign up with promo code Bob, and score $100 in bonus funds or entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code Bob. Underdog, make plays, win money. Must be 18 and over and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM and check out all the exciting new ways you can make this pro football season unforgettable. Shoot your shot with same-game parlays, call your plays like a pro with live betting, or bet on a market you didn't know existed thanks to BetMGM Originals. You'll be on the edge of your seat from the very first snap, no matter what type of fan you are. Earn BetMGM rewards points on every bet. Take advantage of football offers found nowhere else, like a second chance on a first touchdown bet, and keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account throughout the season. Never settle for the ordinary. Sign up today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. Specific promotional offers are not available. Or 800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
It's football season, and I can't wait for the games. And now I have even more reason to cheer on the Chiefs. I just head to Hy-Vee the day after any game and score savings at the pump with my Hy-Vee Perks card. Win or lose, I earn a fuel saver discount equal to the Chiefs score based on the amount I spend. If the Chiefs score 35 points, I save 35 cents per gallon when I spend $35 on groceries. The more we score, the more I save only at Hy-Vee. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Flu season is here. Get your flu shot today at your local Hy-Vee pharmacy. It's easy, convenient, and no appointment is necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. That's right, a 20-cent fuel saver. Get your flu shot when it's convenient for you. Schedule online or just stop by your Hy-Vee pharmacy. No appointment necessary. Help your family stay healthy. Get your flu shot and get a 20-cent fuel saver only at Hy-Vee. See store for details. Some restrictions apply.
Brioche of the weekend.
Big brioche guy. Love that. Yeah, good take. Rocking and rolling, final segment on the show here today on the Fan 96.5. The Fan. Per Ian Rappaport, Xavier Worthy expected to play. Travon Walker is more likely than not to be unavailable for the game.
Really? That's interesting. I always look at a banged up wrist for a lineman like that's a weapon, man. Use that thing as a club. So I'm glad he's not potentially playing tonight.
The defensive end who had the surgery on the wrist earlier last week a lot of injuries that went down in the NFL yesterday. The big one in the AFC West, obviously, Amari and Hampton with that ankle injury. So we'll keep an eye on that as the Chargers have lost 2 in a row. Speaking of losses, Gronkowski lost all control on this one.
But Baker Mayfield also did it without his number 1 wide receiver, Mike Evans. And you got to give credit to this rookie sensation wide receiver out of Ohio State, Emeka Egbuka, going for over 100 yards. Emeka Egbuka. I'm getting confused. He's going lights out once again.
So good, you got to hear it twice.
But Baker Mayfield also did it without his number 1 wide receiver, Mike Evans. And you got to give credit to this rookie sensation wide receiver out of Ohio State, Emeka Egbuka, going for over 100 yards. Emeka Egbuka. I'm getting confused. He's going lights out once again.
Why not again?
Well, Baker Mayfield also did it without his
really
number 1 wide receiver,
He's got the college,
Mike Evans. And you got to give credit to this rookie sensation wide receiver out of Ohio State, Emeka Egbuka, going for over 100 yards. Emeka Egbuka. I'm getting confused. He's going lights out once again.
And then Mike Tirico went full Kevin Harlan because Josh Allen threw a pass into the crowd. Fan caught it and decided to deuce up out of there.
Josh turns. There. He's gone. Milano's going to go. He's in row 10. He's in row 15. He might get a beer. Milano, where are you going, man? It's your moment. Milano, row 40, led by Allen. He's going to take it the distance. Maybe it wasn't his seat. Maybe he doesn't want to be on TV. He's gone.
He's got a free football moving forward because unless they stopped him at the gate and said, excuse me.
So I was having the conversation, I think, with my kids over the last week or so. They're like, do you get to keep the ball if it goes into the stands? I'm like, I don't really know the answer to that question. Well, apparently the answer is no. They do come and take that ball back. And so that guy wanted to get out of there, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would you have done in that situation? I'd rather have the ball than see the rest of the game. That's just me at that point in time. That's cool, man. You caught a ball from Josh Allen in the crowd. You ain't ever doing that again. You'll be at plenty of Bills games going forward if you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking the ball and I'm going at that point in time. What are you guys doing?
Week 5 against the Patriots, I'm taking the ball.
Yeah.
I'm taking the ball. But they used to do this even before the balls were chipped up. Like I used to sit a lot with a neighbor of mine who took me to a bunch of games growing up. He and my dad, shared tickets, so we went to a lot of games, and we sat downstairs behind the field goal net, and we, everyone always tried to catch the football, and they always asked for him back. And this is 20 years ago. Now they've got the chips in them. I don't think you're leaving with that football.
Yeah.
So the fan might have had the right idea.
I also like the fact
they just show up to his house because there's a chip in it.
They may locate it that way. That is true. I never even thought about that. Like, where's the ball? I don't know. Bill's got it over there on 123 any street. Just show up and take it from him.
Hey, what's up, man? You got that football? How do you know?
Like, remember that ball boy last week it was, I think, in Pittsburgh, who took the balls away from the players and whatnot, and like, it was my goal to get the ball back. That guy's showing up at the house, or some hired goons are going to show up to try to get this ball back from this guy.
Because did you smell it on the laces? See what it smells like? Every once in a while, it smells like burnt rubber. How hard Josh Allen throws you just check it out.
Yeah.
Like, when you hit a fastball, it goes directly back, and the batters smell their bat.
But no, I'd keep the ball. I'd be gone in a heartbeat. Tirico kind of stealing Kevin Harlan's thing, like you said there a little bit. Kevin does it so much better.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where Tirico tried. It is time for the Brioche of the Weekend, presented by Sheet Metal Workers, Local Number 2. Vote for the high school football game of the week at prepskc.com. And each week, the Sheet Metal Workers will give $750 to both teams' booster clubs. We'll announce the winning game every Friday morning.
Brioche of the Weekend.
Big brioche guy.
Love that. Yeah, good take.
Amika Abagabuku.
Did you see Brady on set with him yesterday?
Best
Brady said
end.
best tight end is Hunter Henry. Brady looked tiny next to Gronk, too. Go look at that video of Brady and Gronk next to each other. It looks like Ken Rosenthal trying to take out a cameraman. God, that guy's cringe, by the way. He's not even really good at broadcasting.
Good thing you didn't fight that guy. You just seen what I did to that guy.
Yeah,
What's your brioche of the weekend?
Mine, any parent that hosts the homecoming after party. You guys are saints. just going to leave it at that. If you are a parent and you have volunteered to allow your kids to host the homecoming or the Halloween or whatever after party it is at your house, you are a GD saint. And I love you because you're better than me, because I ain't doing that after a 1 hour and 58-minute window. I will just say the parents that host these after parties are awesome, and you guys deserve sainthood for that.
Nathan, you got a brioche of the weekend?
Yeah, mine goes out to my good friend Andrew and all the staff over at 1587 Prime.
Nice.
The fiance and I got a chance to stop in last night for some cocktails and some appetizers. Now, I'll get out in front of it and say this is not a place that we could have afforded had we not received the hookup, for knowing a guy.
Right.
And so that's the big concern for a lot of folks, and I'm not downplaying that. I will say it's something like we don't have in Kansas City.
What's the cost to go in there? Like, honestly, what'd you guys drop last night if you just had appetizers and drinks, a couple hundred?
If we would have, so with what we had, if we each had a drink and an appetizer, it would have been about $120 for those 4 items. So it's out of reach for most people. And like I said, if we didn't know people that work there and receive, gifts, it's not a place we would have gone. It's just not feasible. They are doing it so well, though. The stuff that we had was incredible. The service was fantastic. The music, the acoustics were fantastic.
Like it's out of the park.
It is. Yeah. It's a better experience than anything else here in town.
It's the land of make believe.
Yeah,
but absolutely, kind of that kind of vibe. I don't belong here. I'm the least, the most underdressed person here.
Was it crowded
far.
last night?
Oh yeah, every seat was full. Yep.
Yeah, because they booked reservations all the way to like the end of November,
end of the year or something. Yeah.
1587 is in the Lowe's Hotel, by the way, for the text line. It's 785.
It is.
Yeah.
Shout out Kat, Andrew, everybody over there. The staff is doing a great job.
Food was great.
It was fantastic.
What cocktail and appetizer did you go with?
She had the Paris of the Plains.
Huh?
So gin, yuzu, sparkling wine type cocktail. And I had Travis's, the Big Yeti. So a bourbon, kind of
big red one you said was
fashioned.
What?
The Big Yeti.
Oh, the Big Yeti.
Big red would be fantastic.
It would be.
They should rename that.
It's a smoked old fashioned though.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I love a smoked old fashioned. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. I like the smoky flavors.
You should create a sucker called the smoked old fashioned. Are you a sucker for a sucker? I'm Bob Fescoe, and let me talk to you, my friends over at Hy-Vee. They got a smoked old fashioned sucker.
Ooh, that would actually be pretty good.
You never know. I mean, they got suckers that got other stuff in it these days.
Yes,
as well.
they do.
Like
scorpions.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That is weird. I never understood that.
That's an Arizona thing. Like they eat that. That's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it is interesting. My brioche of the weekend goes to Stephon Diggs.
Big
Anti-BBL Stinky. Rocked the house last night in New England.
BBL Stinky.
They could not stop him last night in Buffalo. I mean, got to play his old team. Obviously, last year he had an ACL injury in October of last year, and he's already back playing at this again. Back-to-back 100-yard games for Stephon Diggs. That game was bigger than the moment for him last night. He showed up. He showed out. 10 for 146. Got the game ball. Did everything he was supposed to do. Kind of played that hero/heel role where you're like, yeah, Stephon Diggs, he was great for us. And then you're like, gosh, he's also played for like 4 teams. So is he technically ours? I mean, he did put up some good numbers in Buffalo with Josh Allen. Clearly was
this
not
is his 4th team. Yeah, Minnesota, Buffalo, Houston, and
now New England. So it's interesting to know like where that's at. And everybody kind of enjoyed him there until they didn't enjoy him last night. Hey, you enjoy the game tonight. Pregame starts at 4:00. Go do something nice for somebody today. You never know. It could change their day, their week, their month, their year. It is simply cool to care. Kansas City, stay kind, stay groovy, stay safe. Coming up next, it's Cody Golden Drew from 10 until 2. We'll talk to you tomorrow with those 3-2 Chiefs.
This is Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And if you're over 50, it's likely that you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Step into a world where substance meets style. Newton James, Kansas City's newest classic menswear and accessories boutique. They redefine what menswear should be with pieces from designers like Ralph Lauren, Sid Mashburn, Grayson, and more. They'll have you covered from the boardroom to the golf course. At Newton James, they believe someone has to be the best-dressed man in the room. It might as well be you. Located in downtown Overland Park or newtonjames.com. Elevate your wardrobe. Elevate your presence only at Newton James.
You could be on the 50 at GEHA Field for the official coin toss at a Chiefs home game this season. Enter to win at chiefs.com/GEHA. GEHA is the proud partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Hey, Zach, are you smiling at my gorgeous canyon view?
No, Donald. I'm smiling because I've got something I want to tell the whole world.
Well, do it. Shout it out.
T-Mobile's got